Testing over there. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, Pikachu knees. Ollie Ollie Oxen free and all of that stuff. I still had to get the music up. Is my music ready to go or no? We about to find out today. I'm going live. New Plus 3. Is that my volume button? Y'all, I had to fix this lighting. Sorry about that. Okay, hold on. Never mind me with all the ruckus and commotion that's happening right now at this fine moment. This lighting on this camera make me look entirely tired. Girl, you got to do something. Ha! LA, you got to do something. I know, boy, this camera. How come this camera, YouTube, how come your cameras make us look pitiful? Now I'm talking to the other screen, guys. I'm really trying to get this worked out. But it is what it is. And the next thing I want to make sure is that the computer that I'm using isn't not unplugged from the battery. Because sometimes with the computer that I'm using, it's an older one, or should I say it's an ancient computer. It's the ancients! It's the ancient computer. Oh my gosh, it's an older computer, so I think the power jack got warped over time, and so sometimes it don't stay in like it should. So I had to check that from time to time. And for some reason I didn't remember how to do the tester on that computer, but here we go anyways. It is time to put the music in here. Oh, that looked better. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children, pets, plants, animals, artificial intelligence, and all living, breathing things. Welcome into, should I say it's a bonus video? Yes, it's a bonus video because I'm here Monday through Fridays at 5 a.m. So today is Monday. Happy Monday. How you doing? But also it's 3:37 ET time. I have the music, guys. For those of you who are interested, today I will be making a reactionary video, response video on the Breakfast Club. They are interviewing Miss Iyanla Vanzant. And if you say her name wrong, I'm quite sure she will poke you in the thigh with something sharp. Do not get her name wrong, or you will have heck to pay. The next thing, I want to fix the quality of my light so it don't hurt my eyes. You know, the ring lights, they are quite effective. Sometimes so much so I had to fix it. Fix it, Felix, fix it. My eyes. Okay, that's better. So, hold on. That's that on that. I kind of want to just get right into this. I want to see if I have all things going over here. And copy and paste this really quickly. Hang on, guys. I'm still setting up things behind the scenes here. I'm looking at a couple of things at the same time. Thank you guys so much for the hearts. You know what? I am totally surprised. Once again, thank you so much for the hearts. I can see them on the computer. You know, when you guys do the hearts and stuff, I cannot see it on my cell phone, but on my Chromebook I can. So that's really cute. You know what I think is funny, but it's a good thing? Breakfast Club is trapped. They're moving their businesses over to Netflix, right? So they haven't done it yet. They're still here, and I'm glad, because I was saying to myself, laughing in a joke while I was still setting up, to which I am still setting up. Wouldn't it be funny if, in the middle of me going over this Iyanla Vanzant interview, that'd be just the perfect time where they're like, well, I think we need to start pulling the files now from YouTube and start uploading them up on Netflix, right in the middle of me going over this video. So I don't know if this is going to be my last video by way of Breakfast Club reviews brought to you by YouTube or not, but I'm gonna give it the old try. I can't say I have, my family and I do have a Netflix subscription, but the thing is, when the Breakfast Club officially completely submerges themselves into Netflix, are we gonna have to have a higher tier in order to watch them on Netflix? So that's what my concern is, and I haven't looked it up in a while, but we're about to start this. Once again, I will be reviewing / reacting to the Iyanla Vanzant Talks new book, Spiritual Hygiene, The Inside Fix, Leadership, Accountability, and more, brought to you by The Breakfast Club. This interview was done 2 weeks ago, and I'm glad it's still available for me to have access to right now. If you are interested in following along with me, I do have the link down in the description below for all of you, and you. And also, shouts out to my replay squad. I really appreciate you guys. The numbers are starting to really reflect that you are watching, my vids after the fact. So I'm excited about this. I have my snacks, which comprises of some yummy Fruit Loops, and I have my water. That should hold me over, so by the time I get done with this, I can roll into starting dinner. We're about to start, guys. Oh, it's starting right in. Okay. Yeah, it's starting right in. I didn't even go right into a commercial. As soon as I push play, it's rolling in here. They're doing their little advertisement right now, so I'll let them run real quick. I have my notes here, just in case I want to ask additional questions, as if Miss Iyanla Vanzant can hear me. I have some questions I want to ask you, girl. Hold on. Question number 1. So here it is. So DJ Envy is talking about DraftKings right now. So I'll let him do that. And where's my where's my ink pen? Right here. It's coming on, y'all. Wake your way up, the Breakfast Club. Oh, here we go with the commercials. I spoke too soon. Do you understand? It's too early for that right now, but thank you for your comment. I'm gonna just take that out. Thank you for your comment anyways, but it's too early for all that. I'm waiting for the skip button to pop up so I can skip these commercials. Oh, here comes the skip button now. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Just Hilarious, Charlamagne the God, and they are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa is also here. Oh, is she already? Yo, she is already there. I know. Okay, when the Breakfast Club already have their guests, they're already there. But it's still neat, though, to see them already there. There's no grand entrance for them to walk on the stage, She's just sitting there already, and they're diving right in. I like her hair. I wonder who styled it. Oh my gosh. Did y'all know Miss Iyanla Vanzant has a new show called The Inside Fix? Ooh, I'm going to try my best not to stop this. I want to watch it straight through and give the straight up reactions. Kind of like how I did the Fox Soul ones. So I'm going to sit back, relax, and Watch this. She is always making references to that kind of job. So I'm going to sit back, relax, and try my best to watch this straight through, just like how I did the TGIF Fox Soul videos. How are you guys doing over here? Thank you guys so much for coming in. High five. High five. Oh, she's talking about it now. I'm going to put the closed caption on so I can... That's right, Miss Iyanla. No, she didn't say IGFT. Right. Oh, what is she talking about? I tell you, I feel the same way. It seems like the same issues that women are having in the past are the same issues they're having today. All right, I'm going to turn the volume down. I'm sorry if you guys are having issues over here with the volume. My mistake. Okay. Miss Iyanla Vanzant says she's old and seasoned. So she's talking about how people just keep reinventing things. How about, you want to talk about reinventing? You want to know what show that is constantly reinventing itself? Scooby-Doo. So I'm glad that Miss Iyanla Vanzant spoke something that I thought and the masses thought. She feels that when her show, Iyanla Vanzant Fixed My Life, that they didn't even really scratch the surface of everything. It didn't go on long enough. And I too think that too. I missed that show and I wish it would come back. I watched that show before I knew what self-healing was. I would watch Iyanla Vanzant so I could fix myself. And I had to take a stance because my mom and dad at that time was super over religious. So I didn't even want to mention Miss Iyanla Vanzant in the household. But it seemed like for this woman who wasn't allegedly brought up in the church, she sure had a lot to say, number one. And number two, she said a lot of things that I could apply to my life, and she has not ever met me. So I'm like, she cannot be all that bad because I learned a lot. I had to sneak and read the book. Thankfully, I did read I used to work at the library for almost 7 years. So I used to sneak and read that book when I worked there because I wasn't going to be able to bring it home or in the house or even think about it. But Miss Iyanla Vanzant, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being you, being brave, and also for using your pain and turning it into a purpose, because had you not, I wouldn't have read the first book that you ever dropped. I will have to look to see what it's called again, but I do remember the cover. It was yellow in the center, orange at the top, and the boulders. But thank you. So now she's talking about the different energy powers, like the masculine powers, feminine powers, So she's just introducing to all of us the types of energy, how it's operated in, and all that stuff. I like when Miss Iyanla talks to us. She's not talking at us. She's talking with us. And she sets up the stage no matter how much time she has. She sets up the stage to lead us into the conversation topic. No, she did not just say that. You guys, I am 6 minutes, 30 seconds into this. So she said, women don't know the difference between assertiveness and aggressiveness. She said to lead with your heart and not with your head. Speak from the heart. She wants us women to go back to speaking from the heart. I know once upon a time, well, at least I can say from my growing, it seems like me being really feminine was shunned upon in my house. I don't care what they think through my eyes, that's how I received it. So Miss Iyanla is talking about how women need to get back to their state of origin, leading from the heart, not having to be so aggressive. So yeah. So Lauren is talking about how women would get accused of being too emotional. Happy Monday to you too. Thank you so much for coming in. High five. Bam. So yeah, I can tell you that much for sure. I did get checked in a way or called out for being too emotional growing up or crying too much, which was dumb to me because if something was beautiful, if someone sung a song that was beautiful, it's supposed to move you to tears. But so once I moved out of that household, I was able to find me again. So I like how she's saying the heart is designed to be open. I like how she's saying that the heart is designed to remain open. That's adorable. Not vulnerable in that regards to let people just stomp all over it, guys, but to be open. You know how they say walk a mile in one's shoes? I think that that's means the same thing. You have to be open to be able to put yourself in one's shoes, especially if you're actually trying to relate to what he is saying to you at that time. So I'm listening to her talk right now. She's saying that I must have decided wrongly because I am not at peace. She's talking about this point of state of mind where she must have come to a realization that she was not at peace at a certain point in her life because she's believing that this is perhaps she made the wrong decision. So what she's saying is one of the reasons that brought her to write this book is because of that notion, is to realize that perhaps the mistakes that she thought she made or the wrong choices that she probably made came because at that time, perhaps when it was time for her to make a decision, thusly leading to what she feels are mistakes, is because she didn't use her heart to make the decisions, right? This is really nice. But she is owning up to the mistakes that she made, so I like that too. She's not just flowering this up and sugarcoating it. She's owning the things that she considers to be her mistakes and owning those things. Like having kids out of wedlock. She said the consequences of her actions is the children being born. But beyond that, that's where it begins and ends. Duh, right? I like that. Oh man, it's so nice to see her, guys. I miss seeing her. Okay. Mr. Iyanla Vanzant said that each show that she did comes with a worksheet. I like worksheets. I like to have something to tally down and look back at. Look at how far I've come. Therapy. I didn't go to many therapy sessions in my life, though I wish I could have taken therapy in my life. But I believe with those therapy sessions, they would give you assignments and/or worksheets so you can chronicleize where you're going and where you've been, right? I think that's very important. Even if you have an ironclad memory, you still need to have documentations. So what's she saying right now? That all leaders need to have a heart. And she basically said, you all knows what happens when there's someone in charge and they are heartless. it always ends bad. Having a heart isn't a sign of weakness. She's talking about leaders. She says she thinks leaders are born, and she said that she also thinks that some people just rise into leadership. I understand that too. You also had to have a heart for people. You have to have a heart for people, is what she's saying. And of course, you do have to have a vision. And it just seems like tying in my life with hers, I ran into a lot of leaders in my life who unfortunately led me into the wrong direction. How about that? So that's a prime example of people who actually probably being born leaders, but they decide to take what they have or what they've become self-aware of and be like, you know what, I can do this and I can do that. And it can become manipulative. I was a victim of being manipulated too many times in my life, which led to poor choices. Okay? It is what it is. But now, where we are today is where Miss Iyanla Vanzant is today. Spiritual hygiene, the inside fix, leadership, and accountability. I want to get her book. She's got spiritual hygiene for relationships, parenting, and for the workplace, especially for the workplace. Oh my gosh, it was tough at work when I worked. But she says one of the key things to do is to tell the truth. It's so hard for people to tell the truth, guys. Isn't it quite obvious? She says a lot of these things are why people don't tell the truth in a relationship is because it's operated out of fear. Fear of being judged, criticized, laughed at, or risk losing the friendship. You know, she's saying being accountable, don't blame, and don't project your bull on anybody else, which is true, right? I am currently at the 14-minute marker already in this very informative video. She says very few people go to work to serve. She says, so when you're going to work, what are you bringing to the table when you go to work? Because the majority of the people go to work to make money. Now, I am a busybody in a good way, and I like to stay busy and I like to work, especially if it's productive and has multiple benefits, like not only helping me, helping my family, helping and making everybody else around me. That's the type of work I like to do, right? But it can be hard to work in those types of environments when you're surrounded by a lot of people who do not have good spiritual hygiene. When you're in a working environment where she said those things, where people do a lot of projection onto others because they don't have their business in order. Their business in order means their affairs in order by owning up to the mess they may be in, or owning up to why you're at a job that you may not like. What brought you here? You had to think about it. So right now they are currently talking about the spiritual hygiene, saying that some people are emotionally constipated. How do you clean that up? She said there are some people in life who are still upset with something from 59 years ago. So you could look good on the outside like myself. Thank you very much. But your heart, your mind, and your soul are at a war. So what's the point in looking pretty? What's the point of looking handsome if your thought process is a mess? Because sooner than later, out of the mouth is what the heart speaks. So if you have a storm of insecurities in your soul, a lot of that crud is going to come up in your conversations. So what she's saying is, in order to fix this, it measures It measures back in with finding a higher source to help center you. And when you find a higher source to help center you, don't just treat it as a genie. I am currently at the 17-minute, 16-second marker, guys. Welcome in. Thank you so much for pushing the like button. Thank you so much for coming into my bonus video. How are you guys doing today? I am making it my official business to play this review out, just like how I did TGIF Friday videos. She's talking about the time when she was younger and she got baptized. I wonder if her baptism story was scary. I was baptized and I didn't like it, nor do I care to do it again. Oh, how are you doing? You were an infant when it happened? Wow. You were so young. Wow. Well, it's cute and all, but I think it comes to the fact that I'm going to assume that you are an adult now. It comes to the fact of whether or not you want to do that. I think, Production 775, I'm on a commercial. I think it boils down to, now that you are of age and of sound mind, if you are, the decision boils down to how you feel about it, whether you want to do that or not. You know? Like it's for example, when we were babies, we had to eat peas and carrots because that's the only thing we could digest. Now that we're older, we know the benefits of peas and carrots, but it's up to you to eat them. You may not even want peas and carrots. You might find something else that's more beneficial for you to yield higher positive results, like carrots and tomatoes, carrots and pineapples. So the decision lies to you now. Thank you so much for your comment. Welcome in. I'm waiting for the commercial to skip now. So you guys, I am listening / watching The Breakfast Club. Iyanla Vanzant talks new book, Spiritual Hygiene, The Inside Fix, Leadership, Accountability, and so on. If you are interested in following along with me, the link is in the description below. I am currently on the 18-minute, 45-second marker. So Iyanla is sharing with the group about how she was at a place when she was trying to find, how can I say this, a higher source to believe in. She said she realized she did a lot of begging. And that's not what any type of relationship, no matter what it is, be it a person or be it with a divine power, you're not supposed to be begging all day. The whole reason for a relationship in general, guys, is to fellowship with your best friends, get acquainted, get to know one another, make memories with one another. That's what it's all about. You know, because you know when you and your friends are locked in at the table having a good time, just like how the cool kids did, like on Stranger Things, you could see the camaraderie, you could see the strong relationships that they had. So taking that for as an example, with whatever higher power you choose to worship or follow, you want to have that same type of adaptation. You want to have that type of reverence to want to get to know, you know, spend time, you know. So that's what she's saying. So she's talking about the good spiritual hygiene now and how it goes hand in hand with having good relationships. Right now I am looking where I'm trying to look to there's a word I'm looking for. The quality of my video is really high, so I want to make it smaller so it won't lag so much on my end, but I do not see the button to do that like I normally would. I'm going to settings, volume, ambient, playback speed, timer. So she's saying, at least for 7 minutes, 3 times a day, for 21 days, she is challenging you to do that to help get your mental back aligned, to help, realign your thoughts. She's saying right now that it's hard for a lot of people to even do that because they can barely shut their mouth. She's encouraging, the ones who want to have better mental hygiene to, for 7 minutes, 3 times out of the day, she said, I probably forgot the numbers, for 21 days straight, just sit quietly with yourself. And she can assure you that all your thought processes will be more quieter if you are just on that hamster wheel of thought, worry, or trying to figure things out, because you may have the world on your shoulders, which is a hard cross to bear when you do have to do it all. I'm quite sure we've all been in those situations. I have too, once upon a time when really young, So even in the times of peril when you may have the weight of the world on your shoulders, she encourages you, especially in those times, my cool peeps, to take 7 minutes out 3 times a day for 21 days straight to get your mind right. I mean, it's free to do, so what are we really losing? It's not like she's not telling you, like, buy my book and I'll tell you the secrets. She's telling you enough to get you started without even having to buy her book, which is another thing that I do like about Miss Iyanla. She is here to sell something. She is here on the Breakfast Club to promote. But also, she's not going to leave you out hanging dry with nothing, or like cliffhangers to be like, well, if you want to know the keys of life, go buy my book. She's giving you some nuggets because she knows times are hard and not all of us can afford to buy her book. So once again, shout out to Miss Iyanla for not being so greedy. She's talking about being self-aware, how important it is to be self-aware. Now, in reference to that, some people can be self-aware but just don't care. I think that's a whole nother story, but I want to hear her point of view. Yep, 7 minutes, 3 times a day, 21 days. Do that, and you'll be able to be more in tune with yourself. I like that a lot. Moving forward. I think it's so weird. I'm having the toughest time to, oh, there it is. I found equality. Let me turn it down to 144. Push play. Hello. Hi, guys. I see you guys' answers for the movies. Thank you for participating in that. Thank you guys so much for pressing the like button. Wow. So she's saying right now, we know how to do things, but do we know how to be, she said, in the presence of things? So, for example, it's easy for us to pick up when we were kids how to pretend to play church But then there's another thing when you grow up and mature and age, how to actually be in the actual presence of the service. Many people are still caught up in knowing how to do the things, but not actually honestly engage and interact in it. So that's what she's talking about, how this is lining up into self-awareness. It's not like she's stuffing religion in our throat, down our throats, but she's just saying that how the two can coincide. It's kind of like a reflection of how you not only take the time for yourself to grow, develop, and stretch the possibilities of who you are because you're more than one dimensional. A lot of these things can be done by turning inward, spending 7 minutes at a time, 3 times a day for 21 days straight to find your center. Your body is your first and only true temple, so you have to take care of it, be self-aware of it, be in tune of it, is what she's saying. Listen to your body when you feel like something's hurting. Is that your body telling you need to sit down or rest, or are you ignoring it? It's things like that. If you can sit down and start to listen to yourself and be in tune, you'll be able to have a higher connection to said source or religion you choose to follow, having a higher source. So it's interconnected. So it's kind of like you cannot have one without the other. You've got to ride, start, finish, and center. You got to have all three to make these things work. So I am currently on the 23 marker 34 second of the Iyanla Vanzant Breakfast Club interview. If you're interested in catching up with all my cool peeps here, the link is in the description below. So we have Lauren LaRosa asking and bringing up to Miss Iyanla Vanzant about ancestral trauma, because she said when you're young, you have all these feelings and may not even be aware that you're going through these things. How do you deal with these things? How do you mature past these things and through these things? It's all about being self-aware, number one. So I'm listening to what she's saying. Miss Iyanla Vanzant says she raised her son to be self-aware, in tune with the heightened feelings of happy, sad, angry, bliss, peace, joy. She had to teach her child those things, which goes to show that a lot of us haven't been taught the basic things to let us know as children that there is this wonderful feeling besides from hunger, pain, hurt, sorrow. There's peace, joy, happiness, sorrow, contentment. But she's noticing with people who have suffered from, what does she say, generational trauma, they only know 2 things: anger and poverty. So it's always put you in a state of sorrow, of a lowly state. You don't know that you have the freedom to be happy. You don't even know you can have peace. You only grew up knowing and seeing one way. And as you grow up and turn into an adult, unfortunately, since you haven't seen it any other way, you find yourself just feeling and only thinking that there's only one way to life: loneliness, sadness. She's saying right now the greatest gift that we can have is a conversation, and that most people don't know how to have them. If you are talking with someone who wants to talk with you, you have to be able to be receptive to just listen to the person who wants to talk with you. Don't run them down with questions on what you do, what's wrong with you, why are you acting like that, why are you crying. Don't bombard someone with all these questions. They want to talk with you. This is an example of how many of us adults and young adults alike are not present in the conversation. The disconnection. I've experienced disconnection all my life. It started very young in my household and upbringing. So I didn't even know what the sense of closeness was. It took me a long time to be able to involve myself with that. I had to teach myself that. I had to find my own way to do things like that. So this is what they're talking about right now. So learning how to be a listening ear, not ready to jump in to make a point, not to be accusing and questioning someone why they are feeling this way. Everyone is entitled to feel the way they feel. Why are you running them down, asking so many questions as to why someone may feel the same way they are? This is going by really fast already. Boy, this is a good interview. I might have to watch this again. Wow, how can you be conscious and intentional in your maliciousness? Sounds like a work environment that I escaped from. And I like what you. So Charlemagne the God said, "Well, who holds you accountable?" And her spiritual hygiene is not up to date. Is lacking, because we're listening to the guru of self-help, but she is not perfect. So she's got days where, or moments, maybe weeks, when she's not her best. She's expecting her team to be there to also hold her accountable. She wants her people to tell her the truth because she is not above anybody else. She's acknowledging that she is on the same level as everybody else, and she's trusting that they will hold her feet to the fire when it's time for her to be accountable. Now, when I was growing up, living under my parents' roof, I started to see a lot of things where I saw that my parents were living a life of contradiction. So I would ask them in a nice way, no different from how I'm talking with you guys, hoping that I would have had a decent conversation, because I'm growing from a youngin and to a young lady now. So I was just right off the bat expecting to have a decent conversation. When I called things to their attention that I saw, I didn't get that response. It was haughty, hostile, and aggressive, which instantly shut me down and confused me. That's an example of an unhealthy relationship. So I saw then that it was okay for them to call out my faults, but when I saw theirs, I couldn't. So she's talking about establishing peaceful boundaries and connections, guys, when letting someone into your life, if only for a little bit. Now, unfortunately, we're talking about the passing of her daughter and how Miss Iyanla Vanzant did not want to go to her daughter's funeral. I believe I heard that correctly. That's gotta be heavy. Whew. Excuse me. Wow. Wow. Oh, they're going right to a commercial. I want to hear this right. So they're talking about a funeral that happened where she chose not to attend. And what I'm gathering is is that she chose not to attend because she did not want to be a trigger for one of the people attending the funeral. She did not want to be a trigger for one of the people attending the funeral. She didn't want to start something that need not to have started at a funeral. So she decided not to attend, which is a wise thing to do. I'm going to skip this commercial and lean into what she's saying. Thank you guys so much for pressing the like button. I appreciate you all. So she's saying she decided to go view the body and make her peace the day before the funeral, which is wise because I don't, that's not my thing. I haven't been to a funeral in a mighty long time. And when I went, I felt like I was forced. And just like the young lady or the young man who talked about the whole baptism thing in the comments in the vertical feed, you know, she's mentioned that she was baptized when she was an infant, and she was hearing that she doesn't know if it still works, you know. So just doing things out of habit and out of tradition without having the thought process of your own. For example, not feeling pressure to go to a funeral, not feeling pressure to go to a wedding, not feeling pressure to celebrate holidays, not feeling pressure to do the things that your family always used to do in a traditional sense. But if you want to take a break from it just because you've been doing it all your life, it doesn't mean you're totally disconnected from the family. It means you're finally using this opportunity to choose you. You're using that opportunity to fine tune yourself, just like she was saying, those moments away to get to know yourself better. But it's a lot of opposition when you break the traditional mold, and you may feel guilty and go do it. How are you doing today, the Borg? High five. Bam. It was a fight for me to take a break on Christmas. The older I got, I just got sick of doing the same thing every year because it was done out of force. I wanted to, if I was going to celebrate Christmas or any of the holidays, heck, even birthdays, I wanted to do it my way, number one. And if I didn't want to do it at all, I believe that was my choice. It's not for the family as a whole collectively to decide. So she's talking about through her point of view how a funeral is supposed to be a celebration of life. And she's saying how she doesn't like that it's been turned into a whole financial gain thing. You know? Let me see here. I'm going to put hello. Well, that's a long process, Miss Iyanla Vanzant. We are in the 34-minute, 45-second marker right now. The link is in the description below if you're interested in following. She said funeral chicken is some of the best chicken. Oh, girl. Exactly. Grieving is natural. That's downright for sure. Having the time to mourn. She said mourning is bad spiritual hygiene. She said because to her, mourning means there's regret, there's remorse. So there's a difference between mourning and grieving, guys. I didn't know that. I thought they were interchangeable. Unfortunately, Miss Iyanla Vanzant lost 2 of her daughters. I'm sorry, girl. I honestly thought you had 1. That's a lot. Wow, Miss Iyanla. No. This is a good live stream, guys. Link is in the description below if you're interested in following along. We are at the 36-minute 45-second marker already, and I just started. Unresolved grief, living in the body is the same way as living with bacteria in the mouth. She said the only way to cure this is to acknowledge it. Spiritual hygiene, guys, with Miss Iyanla Vanzant. This is really good. Now, these things, even though we have different, let's say religious backgrounds, I still can learn so much from her, because the stuff that she's been teaching from years ago, the church is just now catching up to her. So, that means a lot of people are still behind. I started reading Iyanla Vanzant years ago, and I wish I was introduced to her even more sooner, but I'm thankful for the time that I was able to stumble across her books and her TV shows, because her shows and her materials have been therapeutic for me. Now, all the things that she do to ensue what she considers like spiritual cleaning, I do not follow all of her practices, nor do I believe in everything she believes in. However, there's a big bulk of things that Miss Iyanla Vanzant shares with us that I have applied to my life that really helped me deal and not just cope with the hurt of a lot of things that happened to me in my life that should not have happened, because I am a good person, a very good soul, and I came across a lot of mean-spirited people too many times in my life, which to me derailed my life to a lot of misfortune. So I had a lot of stuff to deal with, and I'm still growing and learning to this day to get better in that regard. They just went to a commercial right now. I'm here for the commercial. I can skip the commercial now, so there we go. So Charlemagne asked Miss Iyanla, out of some of the people she asked to, how can I say, some of the people that she has helped have been really hard and difficult, but she's there for it. Hey, what's going on? Hello, high five, bam. I'm gonna tell you hello too. Hold on. So right now they're talking about some of the difficult times Miss Iyanla Vanzant had with some of her people she was trying to help on Fix My Life with Iyanla. Hello. She said Althea from Love and Hip Hop left. Another couple left because they said they didn't trust Miss Iyanla Vanzant. So she said if they didn't trust her, she had to leave, because how are they going to be able to get any work done if they don't even trust the guy? So I'm glad she's coming back with something. Oh, shoot, Cam. They're having a girl moment right now. Oh, look it. Look at Miss Iyanla Vanzant got sidetracked because she's really digging Just Hilarious outfit. Oh, look out. Let's go. Okay, now they're getting back to the topic. That is a nice outfit Just Hilarious is wearing. She's been dressing really nice now. And I think it has something to do with the fact that the matter that they're getting ready to transition into another another audience. She's got to be a little more. She's got to step up her game, and they've been doing a good job with the hair, the makeup. So very good, guys, for helping her out in that department. Yes, I am talking about the lady DMX cussed out. Yes, I am currently in the 42-minute, 37-minute marker. Yes. And that was too bad, man. You know, they did interview Miss Iyanla Vanzant, after DMX passed. And, they asked her, how does she feel? Because, she had the opportunity to try to help him. But I think what she said along the lines was, if she didn't feel too bad because he just wasn't ready at that time. And you cannot force anybody or make anybody to change if they're not ready to do better. And that's where she left it. So unfortunately, when he had the opportunity for change, he just wasn't ready at that time. And unfortunately, he's no longer here. Do you think that his life would have been better? Do you think he would have still been on this planet if he was ready to be held accountable for his actions, his thoughts, and where he was in life? Do you think DMX would have still been here if he was ready for Miss Iyanla Vanzant? If he was ready to do the work? I think he probably still would have been here. It's terrible. Miss Lauren LaRosa is coming through with the questions. Just like how she came through with the Patti LaBelle interview. Okay, Lauren. Y'all love that saying is silly. Wow. DJ Envy has not asked one question. He's just sitting back observing. I don't know why he's not saying anything, but I'm cool. It's just the three guys, Just, Lauren, and Sha, up here cooling it and kicking it with Iyanla. Oh, you believe he was getting himself together, but time waits for no man. Yeah. For me, for example, there was a certain time in my life when I knew I was out of time and I needed to stop. So in that moment, I was mad that I had to stop, because I was just starting up and things were starting to go good. But in that moment too, I also saw the crossroads, which is cliche, but that's pretty much the one and only good experience that I had. And I knew exactly where I stood in that moment. And I was like, I'm going to have to change my ways. I'm going to have to change what I'm doing. Because if I don't, I could have ended up like DMX as well. So was she saying these things that make sense? Do not dim your light. Take responsibility and embrace everybody. But once again, do not dim your light. Do not set yourself on fire just to keep others warm. Always be true to you. These things sound cliche, but they are so true. Hey, you guys, what's going on? High five. Bam. Bam. Welcome in. You guys, I am listening to the beloved Iyanla Vanzant from the Breakfast Club. The link is in the description below if you're interested. Thank you so much for the compliments, guys. Iyanla Vanzant talks new book, Spiritual Hygiene, The Inside Fix, Leadership, Accountability, and more. The link is in the description below. We are at the 46-minute, 50-second marker. I'm getting ready to tell my cool peeps hello. Hey, bam. I'm going to put hello. Hey there. I like Miss Iyanla Vanzant. She's taught me a lot. And it's wonderful to see her back out on the scene and word on the curb, according to her. She's coming out with another show. Boy, this world could use her right now. High five. Hello. Ooh, that's heavy. So she's saying right now, most of us are aware that they need to be healed, but what they don't realize is just how deep the healing is that is needed. And for those who do realize how deep the healing is, as far as going within, looking within themselves and doing the spiritual hygiene to really be real with themselves and be accountable, they see how much work they have to do. They don't want to do the work. That goes back with me when I had that call to action moment. I knew exactly where I stood and I knew I had to stop what I was doing. I was mad that I had to stop. I didn't want to. Things were just doing good. But I knew that if I didn't, there were going to be consequences to pay. And I knew I wasn't going to be protected anymore. I just knew it. So I had to stop immediately what I was doing. And it was just cut and dry, just like that. And just as fast as I stopped, maybe 2 or 3 days later, I had a miracle that happened in my life that changed my life forever and for the better. So just thinking that right now, just imagine if I chose to not listen to words of wisdom. Thank you so much, Jay. If I did not choose to listen to some sound advice, just as fast as I got my surprise gifts, blessing miracle, just imagine what would have happened if I chose to go the other way. I probably would not be talking to you guys today. And that's probably a promise and a guarantee based on the bad luck I had in my life and how I knew my life enough to know how things were going to go. So you guys, yeah. Thank you so much, Jay, for the jewels. I'm getting ready to say that now. I didn't want to lose my train of thought. All right, train of thought. So sometimes when we get a warning, at least for myself, I was only warned one good time. Maybe because that was all it was going to take for me, and I'm not stubborn and intentionally bullheaded. So maybe that one good time was all I needed. But I know a lot of people who have made a lot of mistakes. They have gotten more chances and warnings. aside from myself. But I'm not everybody. Thank you so much for coming to the show and donating. There we go. Ooh, skip the commercial. So just like Lord has said about DMX, he believed that DMX was slowly putting his life together, but time waits for no man. So they're all talking around the table. Miss Iyanla! They're all agreeing around the table that they all want to live long lives. Long lives meaning to be at least 101, 102. I would love to live a long life like that. If I'm going to be here on planet Earth, I want to have the long life. Yeah, he did. And I thought that was so messed up. It's Iyanla. She don't yell at anybody. She meets you where you are. She don't judge. She's an open vessel onto you. I would love to just shoot the breeze with her. I honestly would. But the next best thing is for me to read her books and follow her online and stuff like that. But like I said, everything she does or say, I don't agree with. But who cares about that? Because the majority of the things that I've gleaned from her has helped shape me to be a better person. So now they're talking about Iyanla's health. She's saying that she's a little bit overweight, overweight. She looks good. So now she's talking about at the age of life, or should I say the season of life that she's in, she's getting a lot of people who are suggesting to her because of since the age of life that she's in, they're asking her, why isn't she doing, and I'm thinking like getting a little nip, a tuck, Botox or something. She's saying that she doesn't want to do that stuff just because everybody else is doing that. She's saying she's refusing to do all those types of things, And the reason that her health is maintained and her appearance looks really well is because she is in tune with her body. So one of the reasons to take care of yourself, especially nowadays, guys, with a lot of people not having health insurance anymore, she is urging you to be in tune with your body. Take some time to listen to yourself because your body will speak to you. So she's got this thing in her spiritual hygiene thing where she is encouraging those who wants to get even better to, for 21 days straight, 7 minutes a day, 3 times a day, to just be quiet, sit in silence with yourself. Listen to the sounds around you, the birds, listen to your breathing, just intentional practices so you can be aware of who you are instead of living in your head all the time. So once you can do these simple things that are free, it'll help you also start to make better choices because you're in tune. Like Spider-Man, he had to what? Step away, get his head right so he can increase his power. Spider-Man, spider senses was going all over the place. Aunt May was telling them, look, you got to be yourself. You got to tell the truth. You just got to stop lying, Spider-Man. Be authentic. And after he finally got it, he was able to be a better Spider-Man. Oh, wow. She's got a great grandson. Let's go, Iyanla. She's a grandma. Oh no. She's raising her great-grandson, guys. Wow. Wow. Exactly. Your child should not have to compete for your heart. That goes back into what she was saying at the beginning of the show about how people are not in tune with many people when conversating. They are not present completely. They're just there. And a lot of people will be able to feel that. So why waste time if you're not going to be consciously there to fellowship with someone, talk with someone, engage with them? So that goes into the basically the destruction of the art of communication. It adds on to people becoming distant and building up these walls. The little things like that can add to the disconnection of conversations. Ooh, okay. So Iyanla Vanzant is on the market. She's looking for love. Oh, go girl. She is looking for somebody. We are already at the 57-minute marker. I just pushed start on this thing. Wow. Ooh, Miss Iyanla Vanzant, this is cool. Yeah, girl. Oh, Iyanla, no. Some of the things that they're saying, I will not repeat. It's totally a grown folks conversation. Okay, girl. Ooh, Iyanla. So they're asking, who is she looking for? Iyanla Vanzant, girl. So she's thinking someone between the ages of 68 to 70. Oh, look at senior citizen date life. That's adorable. Let's go, Iyanla. She's looking for love in the age brackets of 68 to 70 years. Let's go, girl. It's never too late for love. Ooh. Yay, Iyanla. Gone, girl. You guys, she's a joy. With her, it's like she'll be able to see you coming a mile away, so you might as well be yourself around her. Being around someone like Iyanla Vanzant will make you want to just be in the practice of letting loose, meaning just being comfortable in your own skin, because she'll be able to read you from a mile away. We got a date. January 26th, The Breakfast Club is going to Netflix, which is why I am surprised and happy that this interview is still here, because you guys, today is February 2nd. It's past January 26th. So I was saying, just my luck when I decide to go over the Iyanla Vanzant video on Breakfast Club on YouTube, that they'll be right in the middle of transmitting all the stuff from YouTube to Netflix, and I missed the interview. No. So yeah, apparently they're a little bit late, but I'm glad Breakfast Club is here right now. So I can tell you that much for sure. And I'm glad I wasn't able to miss this interview. Iyanla has been on the Breakfast Club a few times now, but it's a nice way to start the year with good news that she's back. And apparently she's touring the Inside Fix. She's gonna have a show, the Inside Fix. I'm getting ready to. Ooh. She told Iyanla just told Just Hilarious that she's beautiful. And don't let Charlamagne tell her nothing else. That is so nice. Hey, what's going on? Bam. I'm so happy. Yeah, people be so mean to Jess. They be saying mean things about her. Y'all, when all it boils down to is the makeup, sometimes I think whoever do her makeup don't do a good job, and it makes me wonder if it's done intentionally. So outside of that, leave her alone. I know that's right. Leave that woman alone. People can be so mean. So yeah, shouts out to Just Hilarious. I know that's right. And yeah, girl, you looking good today. They was like, well, what about Lauren? And she's like, you guys already know Lauren is all right. The show, that's the show. I made it through the entire show. Take a bow. Bravo, bravo, bravo. So before I go, I am going to look here, guys, to see what's going on with Iyanla Vanzant in a good way. I'm going to type in Iyanla Vanzant's new show. And remember, if you say her name wrong, I can guarantee you she will stick you in the thigh with something sharp. When is Iyanla Vanzant show coming? New show. I should put new show coming out. I have to see this. Breakfast Club, y'all did a good job. Iyanla Vanzant's new show, Iyanla The Inside Fix, premiered on OWN Network Saturday, January 17th. I'm going to copy and paste that in here because if you did not know, you are going to know now. You guys, thank you so much for pushing the like button. I really appreciate it. Here we go. And there. Here's the information just in case you guys want to know. So for my cool peeps over here, Iyanla Vanzant is coming out with a new show. I'll have to type it in for you guys because I don't have all my things running over here. So for you, I'll just tell you Iyanla Vanzant's new show called The Inside Fix. It premiered on the OWN Network on Saturday, January 17th at 8 p.m. ET time, Eastern Standard Time. So if you're interested in catching up on all the things that she has, Iyanla Vanzant new show Iyanla The Inside Fix premiered on the OWN Network on Saturday, January 17th, my cool peeps, at 8 p.m. ET time. The series featured Vanzant revisiting 12 impactful episodes from Fix My Life to provide updated insights and foster deeper or personal growth. So it seems like she's doing some rehashing on the shows that she's done before. I am here for it because there's nothing like getting a refresher course on that show. Premiere, or it says premise, the show focuses on spiritual hygiene, self-reflection, and applying lessons from past memorable cases to current life challenges. Availability. The show airs on the OWN Network and is available for streaming. The new season began in January 2026. All right, guys, thank you so much. I am going to check out what you said in your survey. Do you know who Iyanla Vanzant is? 36% said yes and 64% said no. So to answer your question, if you're still here or going to find out in the replay gang, who is Iyanla Vanzant? Iyanla Vanzant, born Rhonda Eva Harris, September 13th, 1953, is a renowned American inspirational speaker, author, life coach, and television personality. So I will copy and paste that in there. Copy and put heart right there. Iyanla, Iyanvan. There you go. So for those of you who want to know, Iyanla Vanzant is a renowned American inspirational speaker, author, life coach, and television personality. Best known for hosting Iyanla Fix My Life on the OWN network as a New Thought spiritual teacher. She focuses on the personal development, healing, and empowerment. You guys, thank you so much for coming in to the video. I will be back on tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. ET time for the morning mood. Until next time, continue to be the best you. Hey, what's going on? I'm getting ready to get out of here. Just talked about high five, bam. I just talked about who Miss Iyanla Vanzant was, because on the you're crying, you missed it, I'm so sorry. There's always the replay, but yes, it's never the same. Cue the ugly cry. I'm sorry you missed the show. I will be on tomorrow morning for the morning mood. Until next time, guys, just like Miss Iyanla Vanzant said, the best thing you can do every day is to be true to who you are. Don't light yourself on fire just to keep people around you warm. Do not dim your light to make others feel more comfortable. Do not downplay yourself just to fit in, because if you have to do that, you've already lost. I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow morning, and have a good day. Bye. And no